who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
Jasmine Crochet, bees in the trap. Now, if you're not familiar with that phrase, bees in the trap.
I bees in the trap, bees in the trap. I bees in the trap, bees.
It is a hood statement in reference to a crack house. Now, Jasmine Crockett is always sticking her foot in her mouth. She should have a fungus of the mouth, like toe jam of the mouth, as much as she put her foot in her mouth. Now, they've been talking a lot about Jeffrey Epstein, and Jasmine Crockett took it upon herself to go to the House floor and claim that Lee Zeldin and Mitt Romney had taken donations from Jeffrey Epstein. One problem, it's the wrong Epstein. This is a Dr. Epstein. This is not the island Epstein, little girl Epstein.
You talked about Epstein. Here's what you said.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people that you...
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies. Because it was not the same one, that's fine. But when Lee Zeldin had something to say, all he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein. He admitted that he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't trying to mislead people. Now, have I dug in to find out who this doctor is? I have not. So I will trust and take what he says, is that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein, but I was not attempting to mislead anybody. I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that debate.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took money from
I did not know.
A registered sex offender.
No, but I literally did not know. When you search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do, I texted them and I said, listen, we're going up. They are saying that she took donations.
Right, but someone might say, well, your team should have done the homework to make sure it wasn't the convicted sex trafficker.
Within 20 minutes, you could not find that out, not from just doing a quick search on FEC. So, number one, I made sure that I was clear that it was a Jeffrey Epstein, but I never said that it was specifically that Jeffrey Epstein.
The thing that gets me is that after she's confronted that she made the mistake, she don't say, you know what, I made a mistake, my staff made a mistake. She goes into this, I wasn't really saying the Epstein, I was saying a Epstein. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. See, bees in the trap, Crockett, that's her new name.
I bees in the trap, bees in the trap.
Bees in the trap, in the bees in the trap, Crockett has no shame. And matter of fact, in order to be a prominent Democrat, one of the characteristics that you must possess is zero conscience. No matter how many times you get caught in the lie, no matter how many times you say something stupid, you have a bees in the trap mindset. You don't mind lying as if you're on a street corner somewhere. You would think that she didn't get that prestigious education, but that's neither here or there. She's like the new Sheila Jackson Lee, or should I say Sheila Must I Die Jackson.
But I rise today as a clear recipient of affirmative action.
If you're nasty. And Mrs. Crockett was telling y'all that she didn't have enough time. It was only 20 minutes before they came to the floor. Did you think about not saying it then? Stupid. It would have been better you say, I got to do some more research, but it looked like some of these other people have been taking money from Jeffrey Epstein. Now, they don't want to tell you how this Miss Stacy here, who was getting text messages and receiving all this money from the Epstein.
And I got a text from Jeffrey Epstein. And I got a text from Jeffrey Epstein. And I got a text from Jeffrey Epstein, who at the time was my constituent, who was not public knowledge at that time.
But bees in the trap, Crockett said, that needs to hear that. She's not a liar like the Republicans. You don't say. She bees in the trap. She bees in the trap. Yeah, bees in the trap. Crockett. That's who she is. And she's always sounding as if she's in the trap house. She bees in the trap. She just going this tirade. Is this the person y'all really got representing y'all? I hope you run for Senate. Now, did you tell anybody about those about 25 companies that you got stock in that you didn't report? Some of them are pharmaceutical companies. Did you tell them about that, Miss Crockett? I'm sorry, bees in the trap, Crockett. They don't have any shame. She gets caught lying. And instead of saying, I made a mistake, my staff made a mistake, no. You can't be a good Democrat apologizing for flat out lying. Heifer, you was talking about the Epstein.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people that you
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there.
Hell is you talking about bees in the trap, Crockett? The new Sheila Must I Die Jackson, if you're nasty. They have no shame. And by the way, I forgot something. The Jeffrey Epstein that donated, the Dr. Epstein that donated to Lee Zeldin, and another one donated to Lee Zeldin, the donation came in 2020. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but Jeffrey Epstein died in 2019. So technically Jeffrey Epstein came from the grave and donated this money. Y'all said he wasn't dead, huh? She said Epstein donated in 2020 after he died, came from the grave. Like the dead people be voting for Democrats? Like the dead people, 186,000 dead people still getting SNAP program? This is Jeffrey Epstein. From the grave, Lee Zeldin, he said he is a conservative now, Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. The new Dr. Epstein, the dead one. Have some kind of shame, Mrs. Crockett, or bees in the trap. Bees in the trap.
Nothing. I bees in the trap. Bees in the trap. I bees in the trap.